This is the new, I'm not lying to you. This is how church is today. Church is viewed the same way YouTube operates. Why I say that? Well, you have to be able to get people to come to you, and you have to say things to keep their attention, and you have to apply it to their emotional level to make them cry a lot. And then once they cry, it sounds like BLM. Anyway, but once you make them cry, you you could make them believe what you're saying. It may not be true, but it's emotionally enough to make you want to go with it.
That's a fact.
And that is exactly how the preachers are. And if they're not making you emotional, they're making you mad. And if they're not making you mad, they're making you scream. Or they're screaming at you to make you feel intimidated
Oh
enough to
man,
follow them.
don't even get me started with all that screaming. Read it.
Yeah, he another we hey, he's for another day. Eventually, they all crack. Okay, eventually they all crack, brothers. Eventually, you're gonna give it up. You're gonna give it up. Anyway, but that's a new mantra now. Which is why you can see the allowing of a transgender drag queen to preach. Why? Because you're going to appeal to people's feeling about equality. Now, the equality in God is not coming from my acceptance of somebody's lifestyle. Equality in God is by accepting God. We equally accept God. That's where the equality is not in my perspective. That's not what equality comes from when it comes into the kingdom of God. It has nothing to do with me. Okay? Because God is one-minded and single and focused. If it's like this, Corey, this is a pen. Nothing you can do changes that this is a pen. Once Corey and I recognize that this is a pen, we are of one mind. Not because Corey has a view about the pen and I have a view about the pen. This is just a pen. People today want to have their own view about something, and unless you share that view, we can't be one. It has nothing to do with your view. God is God, whether you like it or not. And in him, there is no division. So as long as you accept him, you're good. But people want to make themselves, as Corey keeps saying, God. And if that's the case, then you can make any church you want, anyhow you want, because in essence, who are you worshiping anyway? Yourself. It doesn't really matter what God thinks. Which is why you can tell people don't do that, because God wouldn't judge. You know why? Because you're telling me I don't judge, and so you be like me. Not be like God, be like you. Ends up with these transgender churches. Um,
Yeah,
it's going to get worse, because we look.
because we're allowing it.
Yeah.
They punking us out. They punking us out. And you know why they punking us out? Because we sitting there. I keep saying it over and over. Yap, 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 yap. Nothing. Nothing. We just sit there and let it happen. And then we let it happen. And then we say, what happened? You watched it happen.
You see what happened was you
Yeah.
shut up. That's what happened was
And you
that you didn't say
see,
nothing.
you had told people when they speak out against it that they judging and that they wrong and all this and that. It's like it's crazy how you, and I'm on that judging day because I'm tired. Literally, I'm like literally tired. I'm tired of people saying that stupid stuff. It's because like here it is, you got two people speaking against evil, and then you got the nerves to step up and say, why you doing that? You judging, you doing it wrong. You got to be, you have to talk so nice and gentle, the way the good Lord has called you to speak. And I'm not understanding, how do you know how the Lord has called me to speak? See, again, you plan God. And then when you can't control me, you get frustrated because you're not mad at me. You actually mad at God and don't even realize it. Because if I'm operating in the spirit of God, if whatever I do offends you, then who are you offended by? You offended by God. Don't take it up with me. Talk to him about it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how some of these people do. But we have to start speaking out against these. Listen, some people, different people are called for different things. You know what I'm saying? We're called right now today to speak about it. One day we might be called to be warriors and fight with weapons. I don't know. But whatever that is, then that's how you need to operate. But when I operate the way that I'm led to operate, what gives you the thought of even telling me to do it differently than how I'm doing it when I'm walking in the spirit? Either to check yourself or just keep allowing these things to happen. But we gotta start standing up against these things, and that's what we do. We spend a lot of time, a lot of hours doing this, and we do it, and it's working out because people are literally listening. People are changing. Look at yesterday how we spoke with the ghetto. You know, I believe, even though we still got to do the video, I believe we got to him. We helped him with some understanding. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't because when he came on the screen, we was like, hi ghetto. How are you? No, we was bold and we stood up like men